Hey guys, and welcome back. So as most of you know, because I talk about tretinoin on this channel all the time, I am currently using 0.05% tretinoin in a cream formula to help to treat scarring, prevent wrinkles and fine lines, and in general just to keep my skin looking healthy and young for as long as I can. I'm actually going to be turning 31 this week, so anything that can help me have youthful looking skin for as long as possible, I'm going to be down for. So I've had a bit of a change up over the last 2 weeks. I discovered this post on Instagram, which I'll put up now, talking about applying tretinoin to damp skin. Now, I've only ever heard really bad things about applying tretinoin to wet skin, so I'd kind of decided that that was a given. Tretinoin on damp skin was a no-go. But after reading this post and seeing others actually try this for themselves, applying tretinoin to wet skin, seeing better results really spoke to me. Because I've been using tretinoin for I think it's now a year and 9 months, and I've been using this strength for well over a year now, I kind of was thinking about increasing the strength if I could find it. I haven't been able to find 0.1% yet. So the idea of making this more effective was definitely something I wanted to try. So that is what I did, guys. I tried this for 2 weeks. I applied tretinoin only to wet skin, or damp skin I should say, and here we are. So I vlogged the week and I'm going to take you along with me to show you some of these clips about what actually happened over the 2 weeks. So first up, day one, when I actually applied this, was definitely unusual. I've definitely been the sort of person to apply moisturizer first and then go in with tretinoin. But yeah, this was a different experience and I wanted to give it a go properly. So I actually bit the bullet and applied tretinoin not only first before moisturizer, but also to wet skin. Some might say I'm crazy. I felt a bit crazy doing this. All in the name of the experiment. Please give this video a thumbs up if you appreciate my commitment and putting my skin out on the line like this. So yes, the first time I tried this, as I said, felt a bit odd, but actually it went on quite quickly. And the idea, the premise behind applying tretinoin to wet skin is that it would increase the efficiency of the tretinoin, and it would be absorbed a lot quicker and a lot easier into the skin. So I did find that my skin basically soaked it up a lot quicker than it would usually. Probably because there wasn't a layer of moisturizer to deal with as well. But I will say that shortly after applying the tretinoin, I went in with moisturizer. So it was still kind of slightly buffered by the effect of moisturizer, but it did have a good kind of 5 minutes to sink in on its own. So the morning after, my skin definitely felt a lot tighter than usual. I definitely felt like I was getting kind of that after you've had like sunburn kind of feel where your face just feels really kind of tight and a bit uncomfortable. But yeah, that didn't really last very long. After I applied moisturizer in the morning and went about my day, it kind of eased over, and I think it was just because I was dealing with having like barely any moisture in my face throughout the night. So after a few days of trying this, my skin definitely started to peel. I will also mention, if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, that I don't apply tretinoin every night. I apply it every other night. Again, probably should have just attempted using it every night before this method, but hey. So for the longest time now, my skin really hasn't been peeling very much at all from tretinoin, but I literally instantly started to feel like my skin was peeling, and not only around my mouth where it previously had peeled quite a lot, but also on the tops of my cheeks and around my eyes. All of these areas and in between my eyebrows, a little bit on my forehead, started very gradually to peel. But I have to say that there was no severe kind of redness or burning or anything like that. It definitely wasn't like causing my skin to become more sensitive, which I guess is the reason that dermatologists tell you not to, because they believe it will increase the sensitivity of your skin. I didn't find that, and throughout this 2 weeks I haven't found that at all. My skin might feel, I guess, slightly drier and a bit more kind of prickly feeling, but nothing crazy, like nothing like what I would have expected to have happened. I think things really peaked after I'd done this process about 3 times. On the kind of 4th day of waking up, that was when my skin really felt quite dry and tight. I was really noticing some effects there, particularly around my mouth. It just felt very uncomfortable. I do think though applying a lot of moisturizer helped, but there's some things that you kind of just need to go in with like an exfoliating glove or exfoliating like cloud cloth that I have. It's like a muslin cloth. That really seems to be the only thing that does any good. You basically just want to remove that layer of skin and apply moisturizer to keep hydrated. I also want to add that if you're going to attempt something like this with tretinoin or any kind of retinoid, definitely do not forget to wear your SPF, even if it is winter. I was absolutely diligent, like I am every day, to apply SPF, but yeah, I was just very aware that my skin was probably turning over even faster than it had been for the last couple of months. So yeah, please bear that in mind if you're going to try this yourself as well. So the real positive effects of doing this have definitely been the blackheads around my nose seem to clear a lot quicker. And I know they're not actually technically blackheads, I think there is actually a name for them, but essentially where oil sits in your sebaceous glands on your nose, you get them quite a lot here, on your chin you can get them, in fact anywhere on your face you can get them, but they seem to sit predominantly around this kind of area here. I have found that by doing this method, they seem to be less and less noticeable as the weeks have gone on, which for me is great because they've always really bothered me. I've also found any breakouts have just been clearing a lot quicker. I had a really painful breakout just underneath my jawline here, which was just following ovulation, which is when I always break out, and it seemed to clear up a lot faster than normal. Could be a coincidence. Could be not. I also haven't really broken out at all. I had a very small one here earlier, yesterday, and that's completely gone as well. So yeah, I definitely think this method is working really, really well for me. I'm going to continue it. If you are going to try it yourself, then I would definitely recommend using a moisturizer straight after. So yeah, don't leave this sit, in my opinion, for like hours. I do think it might be too much if you have sensitive skin like myself. I would also really recommend making sure that you're giving your skin a bit of breathing time, like a break. So like I apply it every other night. That really works for me. Again, if your skin can tolerate it, apply it every night. Apply it straight onto your skin with no moisturizer. But yeah, if you do have a skin like me, which is quite dry, quite sensitive, this might be too much. I also found that I don't need to apply as much as I normally do. So I've talked a lot about how I don't really use a pea-sized amount. A lot of people say I use a pea-sized amount, or I was reading it in lots of places. But a pea-sized amount for me just was never enough. Like I was applying a pea-sized amount for like my chin and my cheek, and then again like my forehead and my cheek, and yeah, probably quite a bit more than most people. But with this method, I guess because my skin's damp and I feel like I can kind of apply it and it spreads further, I don't really need to use half as much, and that's working really well for me as well. Because on my last tube at the very, very end of the batch I bought from Italy last year, I've recently bought some in Greece, which I did a whole vlog about. I'll link that on screen if you haven't seen that. But yeah, I'm going to be trying that next, and yeah, I'm kind of sad to say goodbye to this one because it's been so good for my skin, and I'm a little bit nervous to see what the formulation of the Greek one is like. So yeah, definitely this method helps your tretinoin go further and last longer. Downside is that you kind of do have to go through that whole dry, peely skin again, which isn't my favorite, I must admit, especially at this time of year when it's already so cold and my skin is already so dry. So potentially if I was going to be trying this next, I'd probably do it in spring. I'm going to continue personally, but it's just if you were thinking about trying this and you also have dry, peely skin already, yeah, do this in a climate which doesn't mean that your skin is already feeling very vulnerable and very dry already. I would also be really careful around your eye area, your lips and the sides of your nose when you're doing this method. I was super careful not to go anywhere near those areas. I basically treated the tretinoin as if I'd never used it before, and I think that's probably the best thing to do with this method because it does increase the efficiency of your tretinoin by quite a bit more. Well, it has for me at least. So yeah, let me know if you're going to try this. Please leave me a comment if you think I'm absolutely crazy for trying this. Also let me know. When I first read this, I was like, what is going on? This is like completely backwards to what I've heard. But yeah, I'm really glad I tried this out. I really hope this video was helpful in some way if you're looking to increase the efficiency of your tretinoin. And yeah, if you haven't seen the 7 things I wish I knew before starting, I'm going to link that video on screen now. Definitely worth checking out before you start using tretinoin. And that is it from me, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys. I'm going to run you through everything I wish I knew. They're probably things that you haven't heard of before, so stay tuned. I'm going to jump straight into the video. Okay, so the first thing I wish I'd known and kind of prepared myself for was that even though you avoid applying this to like really sensitive